Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. After reading this article, or at least the title, and just skimmed through it from Bloomberg regarding Argentine pimp Milei, I give a slightly different direction to how Milei will get Argentina in trouble. As of now, I thought that Milei will just screw up Argentina economically and socially by providing Argentina naked bent over to the customer, with the customer being economic, banking, mining, US interest. I didn't look at this perspective. What about military? And I'm not talking about arming Argentina, which will be great, I guess, if the population is well fed and is booming economically. Yeah, defend yourself, invest in military as well, to make sure that nobody comes and take what you have. But I think that Milei, unfortunately, according to this article, just made me look at it from a different perspective. What if this imbecile, who's going to definitely destroy, I hope not, I am 99% certain Milei will destroy Argentina economically, because he's not over there to defend the interest of his citizens, but to promote the interest of the guys who promoted him over there, who pushed him, who opened the doors. And by that, I give you two things to look into. First, look who are the people, look at their lives, where they were educated, and who what kind of early life they had that he surrounds himself with, or other people appoint for him. And the other one, look to whom he ran the first thing in the morning after he got elected, and then you realize who in whose pockets he is. That's the first one. And I put that together. He's coming with a shock therapy, the same shock therapy that I lived through while he was in Romania after the revolution. So I know what's going to happen with Argentina step by step. But this guy seems to be even more servile, like a servant to his master. So what I'm afraid that Milei could get Argentina in a war. I didn't even look at this perspective or this angle, but I'm going to tell you why. When things are going shittier due to your policies, economic policies, that's one. When they go shittier and you have protests, what do? You show an outside enemy, and then you unite the country against that enemy. And you're gonna tell the people who rock the boat as being the bad people, maybe working with the foreign enemy. This is what I think this guy is preparing. And this article that I have here made me put this on top of him just destroying economically and getting mining sector, banking sector, and many others of Argentina in the hands of foreign interest. I hope Argentina will get excellent. I hope Milei is the new coming, but I don't think so. I mean, I hope, but I don't think so. So let me show you here what happened. And then I'm going to tell you what he did that not convinced me, made me think that it's very likely this guy is going to start some wars in South America in the name of, being a victim attacked by others. Bloomberg, Colombia recalls ambassador to Argentina after Milei attack. Why do you need to attack? Why? Well, that's the list. That's why you were elected. Click, click. Bloomberg, Colombia's government recalled its ambassador to Argentina for consultations after President Javier Milei delivered a scathering critique of his counterpart, Gustavo Petro. My personal opinion, I think this guy is a narcissist. That's my personal opinion on his behavior. I saw him before he was on camera, when he got on camera, how he took selfies. This guy thinks he's the best. What's up with all this fucking bird nest in your fucking hair? What is wrong with this garbage? Are you Elvis or something? I mean, really. But anyway, I saw him before he got in a video what he did with his hair, and I was like, it's not wrong. He was doing all kind of shit, so he is looking like that before. And not only that, selfies in Davos with himself, and Not only, so he thinks that everybody is wrong. He's the best. Now that's a sign of paranoia and narcissism in the same time, I would guess. The Argentine leader said the Colombian president was a communist murderer who is sinking Colombia. Why don't you focus on your country for a change, Milei? No, I think that's one of the goals. He's supposed to do this. Well, do you remember when he called another guy a communist? Yeah, his name is Lula da Silva. He's the president-elect of Brazil, 220 million people or so. 200 some million. He called that guy a communist, which he is, but why do you need to say it? Why do you start from the very beginning calling people names? Because he said communist in a derogatory term, derogatory statement. Not because, well, he was a communist, but he's a good guy, even though those things. Anyway, the same. Now he attacks Colombia. I tell you who's going to be next. Can you guess? Venezuela. I fucking guarantee you. Or wherever he received the orders. But he's a little bit like this. He's not going to be straight like a rabid dog. No, he's going to go first Brazil, then alienates Colombia, then it's going to be Venezuela. He thinks like a, what, Perón or whatever his name is. I can't remember the... Holy moly, they all love him and they think, I know, he fought for the independence in the South America. I can't remember his name. This is very embarrassing. Not Perón. Let me look for the guy. Jesus Christ. Simon Bolivar. Jesus Christ. My bad, sorry. Perón. Anyway, Perón did his thing with his Evita, and Evita was getting very hard other people around. One of them was Scorsese. Remember Scorsese? Okay, look for it. That Nazi, the most dangerous person in the world at one point, Second World War. What do you want? I think she also fucked, what's his name? You will not believe this. That nasty guy called Trotsky. Read. She admired him very much. But hey, this is what they like. They like power. Not that kind of power, different kind of power. Anyway, my friends, so why do you need to do this? Why do you need to do this? Well, if you're upset with me but telling you true things, then switch off. Go somewhere else where you like to be lied, okay? I don't lie here. I tell you what I know. So yeah, look at Scorsese and look at Lev Bernstein, Davidovich or something like this, Davidovich something. Yeah, that's Trotsky for you. Anyway, the Argentine leader said the Colombia president was a communist murderer. Okay, well, that's not your country. Can you say that about it? Yeah, but why would you want to alienate from the very beginning? The Andean Nation's Foreign Affairs Ministry said in a statement that Milei's comments were disrespectful and irresponsible, harming the relationship between Colombia and Argentina. That's the whole point. That's his orders. Petro was elected in 2022 as Colombia's first leftist president. He was a militant of the rebel group M19 until the early 1990s, when the groups demobilized and transitioned to traditional politics. Since then, Petro has held public positions as a lawmaker and mayor of Bogota, becoming one of the most important leaders of the left. Now, these guys are covering for love because it's Bloomberg. What do you want? They like other people to be communists because they like communism up there, but not here. They don't like. They want us to be at each other's throat. As I said, I don't know about Pedro or anything like this. He's Guatemala, whatever, but I don't know. But still, why would you do this? You don't want to negotiate? You want to? No, you just insult. That's the mark of what? The incident is another chapter of tense relations between the two leaders. When Milei won the presidential election last year, Pedro said his victory represents the comeback of the extreme right. Oh, so it seems like this guy also threw the first rock. Well, it's one thing when you say extreme right or when you say, Milei is not an, as he likes to call himself, and these guys still like to call him as a, how do you call it, independent or, the hell, is something wrong now? I'm thinking of too many things ahead and I'm losing the, how is that? Is libertarian. He's a libertarian. He's not libertarian. He says he's a libertarian here and there when it works, but then he's not libertarian. You'll see. He's going to be an authoritarian. You'll see. Well, time will tell. So Pedro said, now is one thing to stand on extreme right, and the other thing is to say that guy is a murderer. Don't you think? Extreme right, okay, that's a political left or right. You can say he's a communist, but when you say he's a murderer, maybe he's a murderer. I don't know. Maybe he's a murderer. But if he's a murderer, then you get, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to say that. Maybe he's going to say, but not only him. The media would call murderer many other leaders. We're going to get Fidel Castro, Che Guevara. You can call them murderers, right? Revolutionaries, people who fought for this. Maybe you call murderers, I don't know, certain prime ministers in the Middle East who were part of certain kind of operations conducted, by their special forces or in the military. They became from generals or from Mossad. They became something. Look into it. No, they fought for the countries. This guy was part of a club of an M19. Well, there's many. Look at the other people who were part of the terrorist organizations, like Nelson Mandela. You have to look. He was designated this. Why? Because they bombed school buses and other things. So if you go like this, you're going to find out that, not everyone is clean. But Milei and the guys in the Middle East. So let's see further. And he says here that an Argentinian had previously compared him to dictator Jorge, I'm not going to even try, Rafael Videla. Pedro didn't attend Milei's inauguration in December. Okay, so it seems like these guys are at it. The problem is, I think that Milei, a little bit, Milei has a history of ruffling diplomatic feathers with his off-the-cuff comments. What if he would talk about Biden? What do you think would happen? So he knows better. Not that Biden's cannot be ruffled a little bit, but in an interview with Bloomberg last year before he became president, he called China an assassin and said the nation wasn't free. Nobody's like you, Milei. We got that, but shut the fuck up, okay? What do you want? You want to get Argentina in a war with countries at US's... Yes. China's foreign ministry said he'd change his mind if he visited. And Milei has since softened his rhetoric about the nation. He was told, shut the fuck up, you're gonna be starving soon. In October, Pedro recalled its ambassador to Israel for consultations as a way to protest against the armed forces intervention in Gaza. Armed forces. Now, if the Russians are doing that, that's a different name. This guy is just... anyway. So here's Milei. Let me predict that when then Argentines will start protesting in the street, he's going to put his repressive apparatus in action to beat them up. And when things going to escalate and he loses control, I'm almost guaranteeing you that he's going to start a rhetoric with, hey, Colombia, hey, Venezuela, hey, Brazil, to draw the attention. And the media will see if it cooperates with him, if it's in the US hands, or is just going to say, wait a minute, this guy is destroying our country real bad. Why? Because every time you have a war, that's economic opportunity. For whom? For the Argentine businesses, right? Yeah, okay. And the military industrial complex in the US will thrive. We'll have a new market open. Big opportunity. And Milei is the Trojan horse. Good job. I hope everything I said will be false, will not happen. Will not happen. But I can't play stupid, and I don't intend on playing a full retard for these guys. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.